Hi, I'm Robert Amo. I'm a counselor from the Canadian Embassy in Beijing. I'm in Chongqing these few days for the Smart China Expo. Canada has 14 companies that are participating in this exposition, and it's really an opportunity for Canada to showcase some of the great work that our companies are doing with respect to advanced manufacturing in smart cities. It's a delight to be here with you today. Xiao.
Thank you. Also, our pleasure to have your interview. So actually, Canada is also set the pavilion during Smart China Expo, right? So could you tell us some highlights of the pavilions, like what's interesting and what smart technologies you brought here?
Absolutely. So we actually just opened officially the pavilion and with a presentation, and we had two MOUs that actually we started with. The first MOU was with the Canada-China Data Technology Council. So this is a council which basically is dealing with data and signed with the Canada-China, the Qingdata Chongqing Innovation Company. So that was the first MOU. And the second MOU was with Sense Intelligent, and Sense Intelligent with a local partner. So these are two examples of MOUs were signed, as well as ongoing work that's occurring as well. Both very exciting work. For example, in the case of Sense Intelligent, it's actually a technology which allows people with hearing challenges or problems, young children or older, to have the tools that they need in order to be able to interact.
Yeah, I see. That's quite brilliant technologies there, and also. About like the intelligent industry, about the cooperation between Chongqing and Canada. So what are the current situation and also possibly the potential for future cooperation in this area?
Sure, no, absolutely. So there's actually two examples I can give of companies that are actually here. So one is BlackBerry QNX. So BlackBerry QNX is actually involved with a number of car manufacturers here located in Sichuan, and three of the largest ones. We also have another car company in the advanced manufacturing field, which is Mechanica and Mechanica. And Mechanica is got a display actually in our booth. So if you're here, you can come to our booth and look at what they have. It's actually a single-seater vehicle, which is actually manufactured here in Chongqing, and then it's transported, it's shipped, exported to Canada for sale. So these are two examples of a very tight collaboration that's occurring in Chongqing with Canadian companies in the smart city and manufacturing space.
I see. So in this, actually we already like have this quite smart corporations together and carrying the achieve like results or like start during the process, right? So during the cooperation process, or like from your point of view, how do you think like the experience both sides, like Chongqing and Canada, can draw from each other, like the companies can draw from each other the experience to develop in the intelligent industry? So what are Chongqing good at and what Canada good at, and can come together, take advantage of each other's strong points?
No, absolutely. So from Canada's perspective, it's pretty easy. We're a small country. Our land is very, very big, but we're actually a very, very small country. We have about 38 million people, but we're a curious country that invests a lot of time and energy into researching in school. So if you look, for example, at students or anybody in Canada between the ages of 25 and 64, on a relative basis, we're the most educated of all countries on that relative basis. And this translates in the technologies we have. But because it's small, we're always looking to basically establish partnerships where we can develop these technologies and market them abroad. And of course, this is a great benefit to China as well, and to Chongqing, in the sense that this is a very, very big, large market with great needs. You've got smart city initiatives that are underway here, where many of the technologies that we have can perhaps be used, and there can collaboration. So the examples I gave are examples of that, where you have manufacturers and ICT specialists that are working here with their counterparts to move their projects forward.
So, okay, and so have you got time to see around the pavilions yet of Smart Expo, and what's your impression on the expo?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm a science and technology counselor, so I'm always very curious to see what companies other countries are doing, as well as, of course, each of the 14 companies that are here. So I have been going around and I've been seeing very, very interesting technologies that have been out there, and I can imagine how these will be used in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and how our world will change. And I'm very, very excited that Rural Canada will be able to play in that voyage, in that process with China.
I see. So what's your impression on Chongqing's intelligent industry in this area development?
Well, I think this Smart China Expo is certainly a great credit. It's really an international exposition. So I think Chongqing is showing an enormous amount of leadership by hosting this type of event, which has been able to attract a very, very impressive group of industry representatives and scientists. And I understand there's also 14 Nobel Prize winners who are in town this week as well. So it's really become a bit of a hub. So congratulations. It's certainly been enjoyable to be here.
Have you been to Chongqing before?
Yes, I haven't been here in a while. In my work, I'm basically assigned to China for 3 years, and then I go back to Canada. So the last time I was in Chongqing really was just briefly about a month ago. Before that, it was really 10 years ago. So to come here after 10 years and really be able to take a few days to see the city has been real eye-opening. There's been an enormous amount of changes here.